Good morning. It is 8:30. Please silence your cell phones like I just did. And I'd like to call the meeting to order. It is Monday. It is Tuesday, September 5th. Welcome. I don't know where Monday went. At any rate, the first item on our agenda, or the first thing we do is public comments, which will you have a chance now to voice any comments. There'll probably be some things you want to talk about later. So moving on, hearing no public comments, I'd like to acknowledge the minutes from last week, I believe August 28th.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passed the minutes. So the next item on our agenda is to meet with the county engineer, Dwayne Hines. For those of you that don't know him, he's in charge of all of our roads
Yes.
and all the dust.
And this morning, that entails cleaning up a wrecked RV on Burlington east or west of town.
Really?
There was an accident, somebody towing a camper trailer. I don't believe anybody was hurt, but the camper did not survive. We've got everybody in the department out picking debris up off the road and the ditches.
Well,
And hopefully no controlling traffic, so we're doing it safely.
I appreciate it. Anything else going on with all the roads in the county?
After we get our cleanup on Old 34 done, the crews will get out to Nutmeg, to Iris and strip the forms off of that and start backfilling the abutments that we poured last week. They turned out as we hoped.
You know,
Well,
I would suppose the lack of rain has helped you guys get more stuff done.
it has not hurt us a bit, other than it makes it difficult when you don't have any moisture to work the new rock into the existing subgrade. A little bit of rain helps that process. So now we've got a lot of dusty roads, and there's not a whole lot we can do about it until we do get some moisture, so we can get everything to combine.
Yeah, I spent the weekend wishing our road was like Merrimack and Abington and had chip seal on it.
Billy was going to go out to Brookville Road this morning to see if it had bled through the heat and determine if we need to sand that and provide additional rolling like we did on Merrimack Road 146. Pelling is still applying rock on Nutmeg. They hope to get Nutmeg and Larch rock this week so that the chip seal crew can drop back in next week, and they should be able to pretty close to finish. They've got Nutmeg, Larch, 185th, and a little bit of Jasmine to do. That'll be next week and possibly part of the week after. On the Iris Bridge, we've moved back the date on that a week for swinging in the cars because there is a very high voltage electric line right over the bridge. In talks with ITC, they decided it would be a really good thing if they shut that line down before we had a crane operating in the area.
Yeah,
Which we appreciate them doing that, but it's going to take them an extra week to get that accomplished. Then I had a phone call last week from a gentleman from Alliant. They are in the preliminary planning stages of constructing a small solar farm for the city of Fairfield, which will be on the city's property south of the airport, which is in the county. And he was visiting, asking me about any ordinance that we may have. And I told him that at this time we don't have anything that covers that, but we are considering it.
south of the airport.
South,
Does
right.
that hinder the airport at all?
No, because it'll be a solar farm, so it's fairly low profile. It'll be out of the direct flight path.
Would his name happen to be Thomas Bean?
No. Justin, what's his last name?
Okay.
I did not write it down. I think that's pretty much everything I've got to discuss. We're mowing and grading and doing the standard road stuff. I think all the dust control, all the private dust control contractors have been in and out. We've got everything done that we were doing, so.
Appreciate your effort.
They started on Juniper yet?
No, that's pretty much just chip seal. There's gonna be a little bit of grade work out south of the quarry, but when they get done with Nutmeg and Larch, they'll drop the grade crew over there. So that would be next week.
Okay. Just curious.
Hey, Dwayne,
Yes.
on that Alliant solar field, you said it was preliminary. Do you have any estimated timeline on it?
They're thinking 2025 before they
Okay.
do construction, so there's a couple of years, they're a couple of years out.
Okay, thank you.
So that begs the question, Chauncey, if we have an ordinance in place prior to this, then started construction, does it retroactive or not, or?
If they have been expending funds to do this, there would be an argument that we're ex post facto interfering. If we are planning to do an ordinance, it would behoove us to reach out to somebody to state this is our possible intention. The one thing that would concern me is to make sure that they cleared it with the FAA. I know that those things can be reflective. So if you're on approach and you've got, depending on the angle, if it's shining right into the eye of the pilot, that's an issue.
And when I visited with him about the ordinance, he was going to send me copies of ordinances that in a couple of counties where they are working for you guys to review and see if you wanted to cherry pick any of the items off of that.
Okay. When do you think we will have those? By next Monday?
Hopefully I'll have them yet today. Okay. So as soon as I get them from him, I will forward them to you folks.
We would definitely want to do it sooner rather than later if that's the intention of the board.
Anything else?
Just the other things we've got on the agenda.
Okay, the next thing is discuss the Heisel adjustment plat. I don't think that's Judy Heisel.
I think it's Haiti.
Hey, yeah.
Well, it
Yeah, I wrote it.
says
down
discuss
incorrectly.
Heisel adjustment plat.
I get these H's mixed up. What we have is,
So this should be Hank, correct?
I believe so. Now you got me curious. But my question is, and I like Chauncey's input on this.
Yeah.
In our code, in our ordinance, if somebody wants to add to their existing property, they can do it without doing a subdivision. We have a homeowner that approached us and wanted to increase their property, basically from parcel A to the unnumbered parcel at that time, which by our ordinance is acceptable. It's not farm ground, it's mostly timber and hay and that kind of stuff. But so what happened is we allowed them to do this, and now they have registered it with their son, not the adjoining landowner. And now the son wants to also get the next property.
Sure.
Which,
Chauncey, thoughts?
Well, so as it sounds to me, somebody's trying to just buy the adjacent lot, but instead of them buying the adjacent lot, their son bought the adjacent lot.
yeah,
And they're trying to have them as one unit.
yeah,
Is that, I mean,
it just, to me, what they were trying to do a backdoor around doing subdivision.
right.
And
Right. Well, there's obviously nothing, if you and I are brothers and you own one lot, I can buy the lot next door, there's no issue there, but combining them, is that what they're trying to do?
Well, the issue was, okay, a third party owned this parcel.
Yeah,
Okay, by our ordinance, okay, mom and dad own this little piece. They wanted to, I was approached that these folks wanted to buy this land. Okay, that's acceptable. Yeah, the bad thing is it leaves a little orphan parcel down in the bottom. And I believe some of it's a paperwork issue, because the people who own this also owned this parcel, but under different entities.
yeah.
Okay, I don't know if that's a big deal or not. So then, I've got a 20-acre parcel, whatever it happens to be, with 3 owners and basically with 4 lots in it. To me, it needs to be a minor subdivision.
Aren't there 2 houses on it now?
No, well, I don't know. I haven't been out there to look, but yeah, I guess it kind of, I don't know if it's,
Do you think it's intentionally trying to avoid the subdivision? That's why,
yeah, but that's, I want some input on that. And how big of a horse's patoot do I be about this?
Well, the question first off I have is, I think the whole problem is combining. You can go buy a lot.
Right.
That already exists. You can buy 3 lots that already exist within the same.
Mhm.
Because those parcels are already split.
Mhm.
So you're not changing anything unless they're going to try and combine them and put them all on one deed and make it one parcel as opposed to 4. Now, to me, that does change the dynamic. But as far as, Susie goes out and buys the 40 that's next to her 40, she owns that 40 as well.
it almost sounds like they're trying to unsubdivide it, right? I mean, if they're combining,
Sounds
Well, yeah, that's the next step is the son that owns this wants to expand and buy that, which again, it's not. I don't think it's a big deal, but it also is trying to work around our ordinance.
Yeah.
And
Well, I don't see it as a division unless, and I'm not even sure it's a division if you're trying to combine it, other than the fact that now you're changing
well,
the subdivisions that have taken place, a division. But if you're just buying the parcel and they leave it alone, even if it's she puts that 40 acres in her name and it's adjoining her 40 acres, that doesn't change anything. It doesn't change the splits. It doesn't change the makeup of the subdivision. You just bought the neighboring.
well, yeah, but
property.
these weren't split. This was all one parcel.
Okay,
So then they came in and they took what was 2 lots and made 1, 2, 3, 4.
okay, so they've already split it without permission.
Well, the story was these 2 parcels were going to be one, we have one owner. And that's allowed by our ordinance.
Okay,
But
instead, the son owns it.
yeah, and that's, to me, that it violates the letter of the ordinance. I don't know if it's a big deal.
it is a big deal, at least from my perspective, because once you set that precedent, now you're going to have all of these other precedents to deal with, because you said, okay, well, everything's okay except, okay, and I just see that coming back to bite us down the road.
Dwayne, hypothetically, if they did that and then in their will, they gave the property to their daughter and their son, right? And so then it was in 2 different people's names, that wouldn't be violating the ordinance, right?
I know, you're the lawyer,
I know, I
I'm
know.
just a stupid engineer.
Let's talk about this, maybe tomorrow, do a little research and
Yeah.
figure out what we can do, because
Yeah,
I think you're right, I think probably technically they should.
And the thing that irks me is it's not a big step to do a minor subdivision. a little bit more time involved with it, but it's not like you guys are hard to deal with.
And if you don't follow the ordinance, there's no point in having the ordinance.
This is already split. This Heisel one.
Yeah, but it wasn't supposed to be.
Okay.
Because it was supposed to be split, but the ownership
Is the
wasn't,
problem.
is the problem.
Yeah, so essentially what you've got is, but again, you can go by the 40 next to her.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, but it's if it's a 5 and a 10 and a 15 that was where you know, when you start, 40s are easy.
Right.
It's when you split the 40.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and I get that, and that's what I'm saying, but these, I misunderstood. So this was not 3 or 4 existing
No,
parcels.
No,
They- Okay,
this started out as 2 parcels, one with a house on it, and the rest of it was owned by the neighbor to the south.
Right.
And it was presented to me as the people with the house were going to add the additional acreage.
and I think you follow the ordinance.
Well, if they're already split.
Well, I get that, but
Yeah,
it's
so
a
we-
minor
Yeah,
subdivision.
well, how do you address that? Because they were,
Has it been recorded?
Yeah, it has its own parcel number.
Let's talk.
yeah,
So since this just says discuss, we can take no action.
yeah, I just wanted your guys' feedback and input on this, because it's just,
Yes.
it's odd. And it's
Of course
something
it is.
in my vast, almost non-existent experience, I haven't come across this, so I was hoping for a little guidance.
The next item on our agenda is to discuss and consider a re-subdivision of Fair Farms subdivision.
Yes, we've been through this off and on over the last year and some change.
Would you like to come up here, sir?
Sure. I believe we have
Thank
everything
you.
that we need for it. It's again, because of the way our ordinance reads, this is an existing subdivision and he's buying part of the lot next to his. He had an easement across this lot 1A to service his lot, so the driveways have not changed. I've included in the papers I gave you, the original letter from Scott back in 2016 approving the drives.
Mhm.
And I've also included his checklist from the original subdivision, and as near as I can tell, as long as he's got current on his taxes, there's nothing hanging out there that is a holdup. It's got, see, the last page of that would be the,
to maybe the perspective that I have on this, and I don't know if it's the right one or the legal one, but is that there was, when Tom Green started this subdivision, it's 20 acres, and he divided it in 4 ways. So there's one little piece that's a greenhouse on Mint Boulevard. Then there's a second little piece that's about 7 acres that Stephanie Davis lives on it. Right.
they've got that.
Okay,
The
so,
last-
yeah, then there's
over that page is in-
another piece in there, although it doesn't really show it on this, but this is the other part of it is in there. And then there was the 10 acres that was this piece and my little house, which is the 1 acre. So in other words, it was divided 4 ways. So all I'm doing is taking this across. And so this would be, 3.5 acres, and they would have 7 acres. So it's essentially the same thing. It's just that this way I have control over my driveway in case someone should want to put a trailer park next to it, which is what they had almost happened.
Correct.
Yeah.
You had approved this originally back in February, but subdivision name and lot names were not correct on the approved plat. And this is they pretty much just cleaning up the loose ends from what we did in February. So that they can re-record it and have everything as it should be in the
Lee, D, any comments?
Define for me what constitutes a split.
Split is when you take a 40 acres, when you take a 40 acre, what they call an aliquot parcel, which is 40 acres, quarter, and subdivide that by any means. So if you take 1 acre off of 40, so you have a 39 and a 1, that's a split.
So we took a 20 and we split it 4 times. Now we're gonna split it again.
No. You're taking the 20 and you're changing the lot lines of the 20. You still have the same 4 lots. They're just different sizes. He's just buying adjacent property.
Are you going to add, let me rephrase my question. So is this adding to this going to be then the same parcel number, or is it going to have 2 parcel numbers?
I would assume it would be the same parcel number.
Because if it's 2 parcel numbers, then you see where I'm going.
It's a split if it's
So I
2
asked-
parcel numbers. If it's not, it's.
In other words, it has to be folded into the existing deed,
This is a re-subdivision.
right? But it still has to be folded into the existing deed, and everything has to change. And it still has to be 1 parcel number, because if it's 2 separate parcels with 2 separate numbers, then it becomes a 5th split.
The way the legal description reads, it's encompassing all of lot 1 and part of lot 2. So lot 1's going away and now it's lot 1A, right?
Mhm.
Essentially.
So as long as we're folding it into your existing deed and it's a single parcel number, then it still is, it's 4 parcels. As soon as it becomes 5 parcels, then it constitutes a major subdivision.
So
It's-
does it affect lot 2?
It's taking part of lot 2.
So then does lot 2 become 2A?
No, it would just be,
Small.
probably the way the legal would read would be lot 2 except lot 1A. Or
Okay.
something to that effect. I mean, that's how the legals typically read when I go through them.
Right. And I would be paying a little more in property tax and they would be paying a little less.
Okay, thank you.
So what action do we need to take then?
Motion to approve.
Okay, so motion to approve. I'm gonna add a caveat. We can say something, Dee?
I'll just motion to approve it's a re-subdivision.
I was gonna add a caveat to that, that it, just for the record, that it has to be folded, my terminology, into your existing deed, and it has to be a single parcel number. Otherwise, it constitutes 5 parcels.
And I'm just wondering if that means that I need to do anything else.
Well, you're gonna have your deed redone to reflect what the size of your property is, the area, the dimensions, if you will.
Which it would have to be for it to be in his name.
Okay.
And the way the assessor's office works, they don't typically transfer anything unless a deed is done.
Okay.
Or, create that new parcel unless there's a deed that follows it.
And that's all I'm asking. It's not that I'm against it or anything of that nature. Just goes back to what we talked about on the previous discussion. So
So would you repeat your motion?
a motion to approve the re-subdivision of Silver Farms subdivision contingent upon the changes in the deed to reflect
Revised lot.
the revised law. Thank you.
I second that motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Thank you very much.
And thank you very much.
All right.
While we're on that subject, if we can,
Yeah,
while it's fresh in our mind, when we're talking about redoing ordinances, the simple lot split that we allow should restrict any sale of that split, because right now we allow a split for an adjoining property owner. And as with our previous issue, there's nothing in the ordinance that says they can't turn around and sell that right away or in the future. Because it sets up as a separate parcel. I don't know how that would be worded, but I think that's the spirit of what the ordinance intends, but it's not the way it's.
Right. Do we need language on like what it would actually read?
I think, I don't have a clue, but there should be a restriction in there somewhere that if this is allowed as a split, because we do want to encourage or make it simple for adjoining landowners to expand their property, basically for agriculture purposes for the most part. We don't want them to do that and then turn around and do it and run around and make a
Turn it
building
into-
lot.
Right.
Because that's not what we intend, I don't think.
is that everything? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
That's all I have, I think.
The next item on the agenda is to meet with Thomas Bean. Anybody here named Thomas Bean? Hearing none, we will go on to the next item. Discuss and consider at 1900 West Burlington, Fairfield, Iowa, I think. Discuss and consider the sign. I know last week we talked and there were comments as to what that's going to cost. We had talked about whether or not just to get rid of it. Lee, D, any comments?
I think we ought to get rid of it. I think it'll be a problem down the road.
I think the conversation we had was which was cheaper.
Yeah, we were gonna talk about the costs.
Right.
That's correct. Did you find anything else out?
I did not, because I thought that's what you were gonna check with Steve to see what it cost. Yeah.
No, he's all busy and building that place. It's kind of insignificant to him, I suppose that. Damien, 1 minute.
Oh, no, no, I would just for the signing so I found all the paperwork for that and who maintains that, if you need the phone numbers and everything for that, to see what it would take. Because I don't know if anybody had the numbers for that. So, because I found it in the pile of
Stuff,
the stuff that was out there.
sure.
So I don't know if you want,
So then I would suggest we table this till next Monday.
because there's no records or anything
Yeah,
on maintenance out there on that sign or anything.
Okay.
All there is a phone number.
Okay, thank you. Motion to table.
Second.
Motion by Dre, second by Mr. Demmett. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We will put that on the agenda for next week. Okay. Next item is to discuss and consider ambulance transition plan. I will say that it is 1 minute before our public hearing, so I would like to wait and do that after our public hearing. It's 8:59. Be patient. We'll be doing that in 1 minute.
Oh, we do it at 6 o'clock here.
You can change it, but it never stays.
Well, it's older than I am, what do you expect?
That was, I didn't see if there was electricity to the courthouse.
Yeah, and then when the car goes out, it goes the other direction.
That's interesting.
It does.
It is 9 a.m. Motion to go into public hearing. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
What we have before us is a public hearing for change the classification of Jefferson Henry Road and 225th Street from level B to level C. Discuss and consider resolution for establishment of service C roads. Oh my goodness. Do we have any public comments considering this item?
I live there. That's my road. And
Right at the edge of Jefferson County.
yeah, Jefferson County. I got land in Jefferson and Henry, and I own that road to the other one, me and then Pat at the end, were the only two who use it.
Yeah.
That should be used.
Yeah.
And it gets used for a lot of nefarious purposes. And we find a lot of stolen, a lot of dump, a lot of drugs, a lot of things go on there. A lot of people get stuck because the bridge is out and their GPS is sending them down that road. And so I get a lot of beating on the door at 2 o'clock in the morning, demanding to be pulled out. But that's the purpose of it, because it's just only from my farm and his entrance.
Do you have any opposition to this move?
No, me and him are the only two, and it doesn't get no through traffic since the bridge is out,
Sure.
and it's just me and him, and we both agreed.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you for your comment.
Yeah.
And I did speak with David in favor of this as well.
When you were down there cleaning the trash up.
No,
I
no, he lives, where did
He lives here. He lives in Fairfield. His wife, her dad was an electrician here in town, but he's married to her. They live on the avenue up from me in Jefferson County, but he's from Texas. She's from Fairfield.
Yes, Texas.
Yes.
Hearing, yes, sir.
Well, because it is a joint road between us and Henry County. Henry County is aware of what we're doing. If you choose to approve it, then it'll go before the Henry County Board of Supervisors to concur.
I think it's okay. No, it's gone.
Hearing no other public comments,
Motion closed.
all those in favor of closing the public hearing?
Aye.
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 Motion passed. I make a motion that we do go ahead and establish this as a level C road from a level B.
So
Second.
Seconded by D. All those in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate the time.
Take care. Now we're going to, we still don't see Tom's bean, so let's go on to ambulance transition plan. What? Well, I might say, Connor, thank you for the radio station to finally show up. At any rate, do you guys have any comments or discussion for the ambulance transition plan?
I know we're going to be reaching out to Henry County potentially to see if they can help us out. If for whatever reason we can't get our routes back.
Sure. Supervisor Sandquist had already done that, so you might talk to her about
I
that.
gave Brian the number last week.
Yes.
Okay,
And if they're not able to help during the whole entire time, I'm gonna maybe look at Van Buren County to see if they can help as well.
Sure.
possibly.
I would suggest calling Henry County today because, as I mentioned last week, they needed to know like now, because they're working on their schedule, so they need to know how to plan.
The problem
They're
is,
not gonna know.
And
all right, just a second.
I think what we were doing, and the reason why I have Henry County hasn't been called is we were waiting for Jacob to get back to Brian.
Yeah.
Email him last week to see if he would potentially come in on a Sunday. which October 1st is a Sunday, and.
If who would come in on Sunday, I'm sorry.
Jacob Dodds.
Okay. Oh, he would come in to do your inspections.
Do our inspection on a Sunday,
Okay,
yes, but
okay.
just in case we don't get them back until midnight, so.
Okay,
He was waiting to hear back, and Jacob's out on vacation until like today, I think he's back, or.
I would think the whole threshes is over with. He should be back, ready to go.
So hopefully, we'll hear something back from him on that.
Okay, thank you, Judy. Lee, you want to say something?
Well, yeah, we don't know what Bob Libby's gonna do. So we don't know how long this is gonna be. In other words, Bob Libby doesn't have to release them until 12:01 on October 1st. So we can't say to Henry County, it's going to be from midnight to midnight on or, a 24-hour period on October 1st. We may get lucky and get them at noon on September 30th. We just don't know.
I think we should probably, based on the email he sent with his cost figures for us leasing back our ambulances early, he's not intending on doing us any favors by giving them back to us within a reasonable time for us to get them ready to run at midnight on the 1st. So our discussions were that we should probably just contract with Henry County or another agency to provide coverage for either a 12 or 24-hour period on that date, so that we have a little bit of flexibility there in case there's an issue with an ambulance, in case there's a hiccup in reloading them or making them 100% operational.
So I would recommend that, and I'm not, you guys are professionals, but at least I'm thinking you recommend, you ask for at least 24 hours with the understanding that if we're up and running at 12, that they don't have to continue to cover.
And that's kind of ideal when we were talking about.
Susie, it's Chris. I hate to interrupt, but can Judy please come to the table?
Is this Chris Estel?
It is. Can Judy
It's
please come?
Chris Estelle.
Hey, you guys, happy Tuesday. Can Judy please come to the table so we can hear on Zoom, because it's kind of hard to hear her. Please and thank you. And yes, happy Tuesday, people. Thanks, Judy. I'm sorry, it's hard to hear you.
It's okay.
Chris?
Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
are you going to be on the DCAT at noon?
Yes, I am. I have like 4 Zoom meetings today. It's going to be a fun day.
Well, I'm gonna come over to your office then.
Well,
Okay,
actually,
now
I'm
that
at
we're done
home.
planning the schedule for the day, let's go on with the meeting. So is this what I understand? I understand that you're going to contact Henry County.
Yeah, we're gonna have, my feelings is we need more than one option. We can't just say Henry County's gonna do it in case something happens, so we're. trying to
Okay, so
reach out.
what would your second option be? Any of the other contiguous counties?
Van Buren or Washington will reach out to all 3 of those
Would you
surrounding
please do that?
areas, just
Thank
to
you.
make sure we
Okay.
have some kind of coverage if we need.
And
it.
then can we put you on the agenda for next Monday to tell us what you found out?
Yep. Sure.
I sure appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Not a
And
problem.
for the record, we've all, unless we've been lived under a rock, know that we're getting the ambulance service at 10:01 on October 1st.
Mhm.
We know that it might not be a smooth transition, so we need to move on from that. We need to make it better than,
Mhm.
we just need to do that. D, Lee, any other comments with that?
No, thank you.
You okay?
Iowa City,
You what?
Iowa City.
Oh. Do you need to go?
No,
Okay.
no, Wednesday.
Sorry about that. Okay, the next item on the agenda is to discuss and consider hiring a bunch of people, but before we start that, we've started 2 people today. One of them, Damien, and congratulations, I'm glad you're here to help us.
Thank you.
I would like a coffee every morning, but.
You know what, you just tell me
Donuts.
how you would like your coffee.
But
Hi,
Judy, my question is to you.
Mhm.
Are their files complete?
All of
Is
their
everything done
files.
in their files so we can okay this hiring
Yes.
to start today?
The only thing that is not done, as you can see on the majority of these, they say.
No, just the two I
re-
questioned.
Yes, theirs are completely
They're
done.
done.
It's
So I could
completely
look at
done.
those files and
Yes.
everything would be there.
Yes,
So they've got the background check and the physical.
yes, everything is done all the way through on those two.
Pre-employment physical, background check, drug screen.
The DOT,
Okay,
everything that's on that conditional job offer sheet that we had
Okay,
mailed out, their ballot.
I just
driver's
wanted to
license,
do the,
all that.
go through the key.
Yep.
Hope you had a nice weekend.
I tried. It was very, very hot weekend.
So moving on, we've got several people on the list to consider hiring.
Mhm.
I will go through these one by one. Discuss, consider hiring William Franklin as the Jefferson County ambulance for the Jefferson County Ambulance Service. Are
Hey,
his-
Ju-
You said something?
Yeah, could you talk about the staffing in general? Like, I know how many full-time, part-time, you've said that in the past, but what exactly that entails, how much overtime per week is projected, that kind of thing?
Okay, so I have something that I crunched really quick. You can look at this one. You can look at this one. From what I budgeted initially, it was like $750 thousand in a year's time. With the people that we have and the way the scheduling is potentially gonna work out, it looks like we're going to save like almost $200,000. We have 11 paramedics hired. Out of those 11, there are 4 full-time paramedics. Only 3 of them will be getting 8 hours a week of overtime. The 4th one will be doing only 36 hours a week per her request. And the other ones are PRN or part-time. They're only wanting a 24 to a 12-hour shift a week. And with that alternating where they're wanting to land on the schedule, it's helping us save money that way.
Okay, thank you, appreciate it.
So,
Same thing with EMTs. EMTs, we have 10 of them. 5 of them will be at the 48 hours a week. Only 1 of them will work 36 hours a week for full-time. And the rest will fill in as needed, either part-time PRN.
So total you have 6 full-time for the EMTs.
Yes.
now I have questions.
Mhm.
Last week, I believe you had 7 people in that 48-hour situation, 24. Now you're saying,
Yes, because I
One more.
redid it. What do you mean, 7 total? Is that what you're talking about between medics and EMTs
no,
or?
I was talking about the 48-hour position.
Okay, so yeah, there'll be 3. There'll be 8 people total that will have 48 hours.
And in which 8 are they?
That is going to be, according to what I have, Aaron Sambita, he is a CCP. He comes
Which
from
is,
a certified critical care paramedic. It's a step above just a regular paramedic. I have Mike Long, Randy Bates.
he's also critical care.
Yes, Randy
Okay,
Bates is also critical care.
please, why don't you just tell us what they are too?
Oh, okay, sorry.
And their salary.
So Mike is he's a paramedic. He'll be at $28 an hour. Randy Bates, CCP 31. And Aaron Sambita will be at 29. These are the full-time paramedics that will be getting the 48 hours a week.
Those are the full-time paramedics.
Mhm.
And that's, okay, and what about the other 48-hour people?
Okay.
24 shift?
Those will be EMTs. That will be Ben McLennan at $20 an hour.
Hang on just a minute, I'm having a hard time catching up. Do I not see Ben Flynn?
Down towards the, it's like fifth from the bottom.
Yeah, you should be clear.
Oh, okay. And how much is he getting? He's an EMT.
20.
Okay.
Then you have Brandy George.
Now, Brandy
be
is your
18.
daughter-in-law, is that correct?
No.
Your son's. Go for it.
Girlfriend, yes,
We should just, let's clear the air.
Yeah.
And how much, and Brandy,
18.
okay, and she gets to work 48?
Mhm. Cassie Regal will be the same at 18. She's an
We've-
EMT.
Where's Cassie on here?
We've already hired
Yeah,
her.
that's right. I wonder
She's
why
the-
she brought it up.
Oh, no, I'm just saying, you wanted me to, I'm
Yeah, yeah.
just
Yeah,
going
we're
through
good,
who's
we're
on
good.
full time. And then, of course, Damien,
We're paying him?
well,
He left.
yeah. Then I have Josh Watson at 22. And then, those are the only ones, I believe. Let's see.
That
Are at the 48 hours, yes.
So Damien is at 48 hours?
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay. And you said Cassie.
Mhm.
And if my math is correct, that gets you to the 7 that you were asking about. So,
That'll be 8.
It's
my
eight.
math's not correct.
Yeah, well, they had a baby over the weekend. It's now 8.
Yeah, sorry.
Before we start this, I want to say we need to, we're going to do a resolution on each one of these. And do they start at different times or are they all starting?
They're all gonna
14th?
start on the 14th. Everything will be completed for them, all of their physicals, everything.
And
I do-
you'll let me know if they are not.
Yes, we will
Appreciate that.
definitely, if they do not pass for any reason, we will let the board know.
Thank you.
Um,
Let all of us know.
All of you,
the board
yes,
know.
yes, we will let all of you know, yes.
What we could do, Susie, is do the resolutions contingent upon completing all the pre-work.
And,
Sure.
and that's what I think a lot of these, some of them do say that and some of them do not. I think most of them do, I believe. Yeah, well, those two I didn't get changed, but I think pretty much all of them, and they all got a job offer, continuous job offer letter stating that they had to pass all of this
Do
stuff.
they? And you have that in their file?
Yes, I have that in their
Did they
file.
sign anything to that effect?
Yes,
Can
they've
you
all
see that?
signed it. There's all the ones that are signed for everybody. I don't think Cassie and Damien's is in there. I think they're in their file.
They're already.
They're already done.
Yes,
Judy, thank you.
yes.
Um,
We are requesting to have 2 start Monday, the 11th, if possible. One of them is Sarah Manges. She is a paramedic. The reason why we're asking for her to start on the 11th is to help us with training that's happening on the 14th.
is she a trainer?
She is CPR certified, and we're gonna use her to help us at that station and check people off.
And it was the other one?
Brandy George, and I was asking for her just so she could help out. She might maybe 10 hours, maybe less than that. That week, it's just to help.
You just
In
want her
case we
start
need-
date to be the 11th? is that
Yeah,
correct?
just so we can, and if there's something else we need help with, making
Mhm.
paperwork, big binders, everybody's gonna get binders and everything. with-
Before we do this, I
Orientation.
just want you to know that we need, this is public's money. We need to be very considerate of.
Yes.
And the fact you have 8 people now instead of 7 getting the 48 hours. I know that we have to do this initially.
Mhm.
I don't want this to be a habit. You need to work toward hiring more, my opinion, you need to work toward hiring a few more people so we can cut the county's expense down.
Expenses down, yes. And we do have another, if he passes his national testing,
Sure.
he
Are those the
is
people from
applying.
Michigan?
No, this
Okay.
one is from, he originally is from Washington.
Iowa
but-
State.
Washington State, but he went to Iowa, the university for his paramedic. As soon as he passes, Brian told him to call him back because he wants to apply for paramedic, and we also have a potential another EMT.
Yeah,
It'll just be part-time, but PRN, but
yeah,
every little bit helps and cuts down on.
yeah,
days.
it does. And I think you guys have done a great job of finding people.
We've pretty much hired everybody that's applied.
Yeah, which is,
Except for the one that took a job
yeah,
right before.
I just
We
want you to be ever consistent of the money that the overtime is costing. And if we could
Anytime
just,
there's a hole, or like on the medic side, paramedic or EMT at that matter, myself or Brian is going to run the truck, so it doesn't create even more overtime for
you
somebody.
guys have certification proper?
I think so, yeah. Yes, I do.
Just have,
No, and I think that's a good idea, just to keep the skill set up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm ready to go back on track.
so again, you have your training on the 14th,
Mhm.
and the supervisors are going to come and do County Government 101.
Yep, 8 o'clock.
The 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
And
night?
have you checked,
morning.
is it raining outside?
Yeah, it's been thundering.
Huh?
It's been thundering.
Well, that's what I thought earlier, but I thought it might have been Abby growling because she's hungry.
Or it could have been me.
Well, that's great. So now Chauncey's gotta come home my yard. That's sweet.
I'm very excited.
Still looks relatively dry. It looks like it might have sprinkled a little bit.
I'm so glad the radio station showed up.
Hey,
Weather.
he's a professional. He does the weather.
Hey, we got a 30% chance of rain later today.
Okay, there we go. Um,
And
what else? Now, you're still doing it down at the church on the corner of Fillmore and Pence, correct?
As far as I know,
And have you
yes.
checked the parking spots?
There's plenty of room on the side behind it. and
Okay,
then-
because I just wondered, because you could have 25 cars then.
Mhm,
On the east side.
yeah,
Yeah.
In case that slips through, I would be more than happy to talk to the Civic Center,
okay. Yeah, we
which
can-
is right across the street, and they have good accessibility for that.
Okay.
You know, as much as I appreciate the Friends Church, I'm not sure that that would not be an easier venue to work with. Civic Center
We can reach out to them and
If
see,
you want
yes,
to do.
if you would like us
I mean,
to,
that's up to you.
Where is the French church?
down by the middle school.
Isn't that where you're?
It's right there on the.
Yeah, no, what I'm saying is that as much as I appreciate the Friends Church being available, I like your idea, because I think it would be a much, that's what I'm looking for. Much more room, more parking, less of a issue.
Do they,
School
do they have
being
Zoom available there?
What's that, Dee?
If you move it, do they have Zoom available?
Oh, I didn't think about that.
I'm not sure, but we can find out. The
Put 'em in
Civic Center.
churches.
We can look into that as well and let everybody know.
The other place you could look at is the Well, because that's where Mental Health Governance Board is meeting now. And they have a really nice system.
Yeah, I wish, I don't know. I think we should try to stay away from, it'd be nice if we could use the Civic Center. But
We'll give
please
them-
let us know,
Yes, we will.
okay?
I like this. Civic Center's very nice.
Good to know, Brian.
It's raining, your pool's not fill up.
It
No,
is
no,
raining. My
it's
puppies are getting wet, but
not
they're going
raining.
in the house right
It's
now.
not raining. It was just,
How many puppies?
4.
my pool had splashback. That's what this is.
For those of you that don't know, our ambulance director is back from his appointment.
Hi, where are you, Dee? Where's she at?
She's on Zoom.
I know that.
I am on Zoom.
Okay.
So I think we've,
It's battery operated.
D. Lee, if you look at this list, are you ready to go down it?
I wish
We've
there was-
already,
I wish there was some way we could.
Can we consolidate these and do a blanket one, Chauncey, or do we go one by one?
Well, it
There's
looks
like-
like they printed out a whole bunch of them,
There's
so
like, there's like 17 of them, I believe,
you
17
guys
or
could,
19.
you guys could probably vote to do it and then fill out the paperwork later. But the paperwork's already been drafted together.
Okay, and it's not even 9:30 yet and we're having fun, so let's,
Yeah, let's have lots of fun. There's 19 of them.
first item on the hire agenda, discuss and consider hiring William Franklin, Jefferson County Ambulance Service.
So moved.
Before we vote,
Oh,
I know William personally, he's a very nice young man. We have a motion from Dimmitt to hire. I second that motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
all right.
Why?
Next.
Sign this later.
Yes. Yeah, of course we can. Discuss and consider hiring Troy Elmore, Jefferson County Ambulance Service.
Motion approved.
Second,
If there's been a motion and a second, how much are we paying Troy?
18.
Let's back up. William Franklin, how much are we paying him?
20.
All those in favor of hiring Troy Elmore for the ambulance county, Jefferson County Ambulance Service? Signify by saying aye.
All right.
aye.
Next item is discuss and consider hiring Sarah, is it Manges? Manges. At the rate of
29.
$29 an hour for the position of,
Full-time.
Motion to approve.
Second.
all those in favor?
All right.
Aye. Discuss and consider hiring Sage Crandall, Jefferson County Ambulance Service for the salary of
17.
17 for the position of,
EMT, PRN.
next item on the agenda is, oh,
Well, motion to
motion
approve.
approved. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
You were testing the orchard.
It
Wait,
would
who
take,
did that?
it would take longer than today.
Who made the motion?
Yes,
That was a
he
zinger.
did. She said yes. When she looked at you and you said yes. Yes. And I only verified that. Yeah.
She seconded it.
All right.
Seconded it.
Yes.
Okay.
Are we caught up now?
I think so.
Discussing considering hiring Randy Bates, Jefferson County Ambulance Service for the salary of $31 an hour.
Motion to approve.
Full-time.
And he's full-time critical care. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion to approve. Yes, yes, yes. We are lucky to have Randy.
There.
Next item on the agenda is discuss and consider hiring Mike Long, Jefferson County Ambulance Service for the salary of 28
Is he
for the position of,
paramedic, full-time.
we are lucky to have Mike as well. Motion from Sam or Duke?
Dimmitt.
Okay, I realize you, I did not say it.
We got same.
Do we have a second?
Yes.
Yes. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
What a smooth operation.
Discuss, consider Martha McKinnis, Jefferson County Ambulance Service, for the position of
Critical care.
PRN part-time critical care paramedic, $30 an hour.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We had a motion to approve in a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Discuss and consider hiring Josh Watson for the Jefferson County Ambulance Service for the salary of
22.
the position of.
EMT full-time.
Motion approved.
Do we have a second? I will second that motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Next item, discuss, consider hiring Jesse Wolf, Jefferson County Ambulance Service for the salary of
29.
29. She's paramedic. She'll be PRN.
okay.
Motion approved.
Second,
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Discuss and consider hiring Jason Crandall, the Jefferson County Ambulance Service.
He's an EMT at $20 an hour,
20?
PRN. 20. Yeah.
EMT.
Motion to approve.
I understand he's also a fireman, is that correct?
Yes. He just wants to help out occasionally.
Okay,
Did you make a motion? Dee?
Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Discuss and consider hiring Daniel Davis, Jefferson County Ambulance Service, the salary of
29.
29. He is a
I'm kind of
paramedic.
gonna wait for the ambulance service to tell me. Is that
He's a,
okay?
he's a CCP at $29 an hour. He will be part-time.
Motion approved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Signify by saying aye. Discuss, consider hiring Chris Lindeman, Jefferson County Ambulance Service, for the salary of
He is a critical care paramedic. He will be part-time at $32 an hour.
Motion approved.
Second.
all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Discuss and consider hiring Brandy George, Jefferson County Ambulance Service, for the set $18 an hour,
Full-time.
full
EMT.
time.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Discuss and consider hiring Bob Jones.
Paramedic. PR,
Motion,
$30 an hour.
Second.
motion approved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Signify by saying aye. Discuss, consider hiring Ben McLean, Jefferson County Ambulance Service. It's an EMT, $20 an hour.
Yes.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve. Do we have a
Second.
second? All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Discuss, consider hiring Ashley Wilson, Jefferson County Ambulance Service, for the salary of
26 an hour.
She's a paramedic, PRN.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion to approve in a second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Discuss and consider hiring Anna Bixby, Jefferson County Ambulance Service, for the salary of
20 an hour.
what, repeat that?
$20 an
$20 an
hour.
hour.
She's part-time EMT.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Next item is to discuss, consider Alex Fitzgerald, Jefferson County Ambulance Service, for the salary of
$29 an hour. Paramedic, PRN.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion. We need a second.
Second.
We have a second. All those in favor of hiring, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Discuss, and consider Aaron.
Simbita.
Could you say that 3 times?
Simbita.
Thank you. For this evidently 29 position of,
See,
He's a CCP, critical care paramedic,
okay,
full-time.
full.
Motion to approve.
motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
So I have a question, if I may. We're going through these, but how many critical care paramedics do we have on staff? Because I know it was very important. First brought it up the other day.
It is.
3,
2, 3,
4,
4,
5.
5. No.
5, how many?
5 critical care.
That's phenomenal.
What are you thinking for part-time hours?
They're working anywhere from 12 to 24 hours a week.
Okay, thank you.
So
Judy, it's Chris. I'm sorry to interrupt. I
Yeah.
could not hear Bob's salary, Bob Jones's salary.
$30.
Thank you.
So for the record, Judy,
Mhm.
the pre-employment physical, background evaluation, drug screen at Jefferson County Hospital, and background checks will be done before these people can start.
Yes, that is
Okay.
correct.
I just brought a bunch of physicals too from the hospital.
Yeah.
Those I have.
We have 8 of
From,
them.
you were in Iowa City, you went to the,
Yes, I stopped by the hospital on the way back to pick this up.
you drive fast.
Thank you.
We have 9 employees going there just this week to get their physicals and everything done, so.
And
I'd like to give a shout out too to Jefferson County Health Center because they've
Yeah.
been
They've been
backwards
bombarded.
to make this work.
you know, that's a good point. The Jefferson County Health Center helped with the, Chris in particular, and some of the folks from the hospital, helped with the interview process. The health department, thank you, Chris, did all the job descriptions.
I'm disappointed in you, Chris. that we're
Those
not
job
gonna be able to be
descriptions
together
were
today.
approved by the board in, I believe it was March.
That's correct.
I believe they've been posted since June.
Correct.
You're welcome. Happy to help. Lee, I didn't hear what you said. You said
I said
something
I'm
about.
disappointed that we're not gonna be together this afternoon.
I don't think she approved.
Sorry. Sorry. You're
I-
welcome.
I can hear the tears in your voice.
I know, right? Good job, you guys. I look forward to working with the ambulance partners in a new capacity. So some of them I know, some of them will be new. So
Yep.
good job.
So my other question is, today's the 5th of September, it's your first day.
Yes, ma'am.
I saw you walking up the street on time. Thank you very much.
Welcome. I do what I can.
He slept.
Is
Wow.
Cassie here today?
We had her come, she's not coming in until noon today. She had a doctor's appointment this morning and a
Okay.
couple other things. and I
Just
told
make
her
sure
that's fine.
your attendance report.
Yep.
Reflect that.
Yep.
County government is much different from where you've been.
Yes.
I got all the timesheets from Darcy, so
I hope you left her with timesheets too for the files, her files.
yes.
Anyway, the next item on our ever exciting agenda is to make committee reports. Lee?
You done with me?
I don't think.
Yeah, go away.
It's my personal tell. Let's see. No, all I had was Friday, I went to Great River Medical for an ultrasound on my heart. And you know that.
And was it a positive result? Do you have one?
Yeah, I had one, yeah.
Yes.
And like, it went, it was even in color. Of course, color costs more money, but you know,
Lee,
what,
thank you for that. public
not a problem.
Dave, you have any committees that you went to?
No.
And when you return, the resolutions will be here for you to sign.
So are you in Italy, Spain?
She's on Zoom.
I know she's on. Zoom. Wherever you're at, they have electricity. Just say it.
You're
Um,
muted.
I don't think she wants to.
I visited my daughter.
Yeah, she doesn't want to tell you. No, I had no committees. I've been coughing for a week.
But you and me both.
The next motion is to allow claims and approve reports after we look at them.
You go ahead and look at
I'll let you two do that today.
it. And I'm going to go see if the restrooms are in the same place they were last week.
Okay, if we don't see you back in 5 minutes, we'll come look in. Maybe not, maybe we won't come look in.
All right. Do we have anything else?
No, Dee, I think that's it. I don't think we need to have a work session with the ambulance director because Judy has done a fine job of letting us know everything.
I will let you know, just in case y'all want to know, we talked to Stryker, the one that's going.
The
to
cots,
The
right?
cot
See,
and the
yeah, I
stair
know
chair.
something.
Yeah. We'll know more Wednesday, whether they're gonna be here in time. If not, we may potentially have to go get them here in time.
Okay.
So that's like
Basically,
4
Judy,
hours
you
away.
know what might gonna happen. I'm sure if I know you, you've thought about alternatives just in case.
Yeah. Where are they, Judy?
They can either be in Indiana or was it Wisconsin?
For what?
Janesville for the cot.
Okay, so they
Yeah.
will be in, in
We'll know more Wednesday for
Yeah,
sure.
tomorrow morning, it will be, I should know more tomorrow morning with everything.
Okay,
Right now, we have no idea.
I was
Okay.
just curious.
Yeah, 'cause
Curious.
I've been, I mean, trust me, he knows. He got my concern about this last week. Not once, but twice in a 2-hour period.
Who's that?
Ryan Form with Stryker. He's
And
our.
Now,
rep.
you were not working last week
No.
officially, okay?
No,
No,
Well,
no,
I'm just saying.
no. He signed the waiver and I wasn't getting through to Ryan, so I asked him because he has dealt with Ryan since
since the
clear,
beginning
Since
with
the
Kate.
beginning of, I think
at beginning of
the
time or
dean from
whatever.
Zoom Land wants to say something.
No,
Oh,
No.
okay.
say,
But
thanks.
they
for-
had a whole system change. So he said it should be fixed by tomorrow,
They've been having-
hopefully, so they
since-
can track things better. I don't know what they
Since June
did. but-
28th. That's
yeah.
what
Yeah,
the deal is. So.
So we're hoping.
okay, just
But
let
we
us
have
keep it,
contingency.
let us
No,
know.
you'll
We
be
wanna-
posted with
Thank
it.
you.
I mean,
Allow claims and approve reports. And the money is in $130,284 and 60, is that 60 cents or 66?
60.
I make a motion to approve claims and allow reports. Do we have a second? You can hear me.
So, yeah, I can hear you. I'll second it contingent on you to review them. Sometimes they email them to me, but I haven't seen them, so.
Sure. $130,284.60. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So move.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
All right,
But
take care.
Thank you from wherever you're at. It's raining here.
travels.